In a world of COVID-19, our senior communities have been hardest hit. While most of us are social distancing, even those options are limited for seniors. Now, technology is bridging that social gap in new ways, and my guest has some great options you're going to want to check out. And that's what's next. Welcome to What's Next, everyone. My guest is Keren Etkin. She is a gerontologist by training and a technologist. And you can find her combination of energies at her website, the Gerontechnologist.com. Thank you, Keren, for joining me.
Thank you for having me, Diana. How are you?
I'm very good today. We are social distancing here, just like most of us in the state of Minnesota are doing right now. But let's talk about the challenges that older adults are facing during COVID-19.
Well, the challenges are numerous. The challenges of loneliness and social isolation have been part of many seniors' ordinary life. And these things have been more felt during the COVID-19 crisis, because while in the past people could go out of their house to socialize, now for their own safety and health, they're not recommended to do it. So it's much harder for people to stay socially engaged and to connect to other human beings, which is a very basic human need that all of us have. And those who are more tech savvy and have basic digital orientation can manage on existing solutions like Zoom or Google Hangouts, or just like the rest of us. But those who have not yet mastered those tools and have a trouble working with a laptop or a tablet are finding it very, very hard to adjust right now.
What are some of the technologies that you would recommend for seniors during COVID-19?
Well, first of all, I would definitely recommend having a larger screen and possibly maybe a tablet that it could be easier for use than a laptop or a smartphone because of its size, and because touch screens tend to be a little more intuitive than keyboards and mouses. And for communications, they could definitely use Zoom, FaceTime, or like everyone else is using. But there are also specific solutions that were tailored to the needs and to the lifestyle of older adults. So we have startup companies like Uniper Care, who have smart TV set-top box that you can plug into any TV, and it basically turns your TV into a communications platform. So you can interact not only with your family and friends, but you can also consume content like participate in online classes or communicate with your doctor and get telehealth services to your home, all within one device. But there are many, many other solutions available out there. Like you said, people can definitely check out my blog. There are many, many solutions under the communications tab.
Well, when they go to your webpage, you have it really nicely broken down into different places that people can check things out ahead of time. So when I was looking under technology, you have quite a few people, not only that you work with and endorse, but you're also asking for people to come join you as well. But let's talk about what we're doing right now. We're doing Zoom. And it seems that a lot of families have gone to Zoom to try and talk with their loved ones that might be very restricted inside a senior living facility.
Well, the good thing is that a lot of families have finally taken the chance to help their older relatives to learn how to use these digital tools. And a lot of even people in their 40s and 50s and 30s never had to use Zoom prior to COVID. So it's been a challenge for everyone, and especially for people who have only now starting to use technology. But I think that with technology adoption, one major determinant of whether someone is going to adopt a certain technology or not is their motivation. And I think that social distancing creates a new set of motivation to learn how to use technology, because if you cannot go outside to meet your family, you desperately want to continue to interact with them, and you want to see their faces, phone calls are sometimes not enough, then that's a great motivation to learning to use some of these new tools. Yeah, that's about it.
I know that there's been a post that's gone viral here in the state of Minnesota. It was a man visiting his father in a senior community, and so he just brought a chair, sat outside with his phone, and so his dad could see him through the window, and his dad was in a recliner inside, and it was actually one of the care nurses that took the picture of them communicating that way. What besides those types of resources are you finding that are working all around the world? Because when I go to your website, you have connections not just in the U.S., but you have them in England and in the U.K. And also in France and other places. So maybe give us an overview as to some of the things that you're seeing technology-wise that people around the world are using.
Well, around the world, like I said, people are using different means of communication. So there are regular video communications like Zoom, and there are specific solutions that were tailored for the needs of the elderly, like Uniper Care or EliQ, that I was part of developing. And there are also even solutions like smart speakers that could be adapted for communication. So there are communications features in Alexa devices, and there are companies like LifePod in the US or Alcove in the UK that have developed smart speakers for senior living facilities or for the home, which family members and older adults can use to communicate. And they are extremely easy to use. Most of the times, all you need to do is say, Alexa, call Diana, or Alexa, send a text message to Keren, and the device will just get your message and deliver it to the other side. So those are pretty straightforward. And we've also seen some really interesting, like I said, telehealth solutions coming from around the world, including Israel. A lot of remote monitoring services have seen a significant increase in consumer demand. So all the companies that have created wearables that are able to monitor vital signs and detect falls, all those companies are seeing a significant increase in demand because all of a sudden there is a real need to remotely monitor the well-being and the health of people because they don't go to the clinic, they don't see their doctors quite as often because some of them are afraid to go to the clinic and possibly meeting someone who has tested positive and maybe getting the disease themselves. So we've seen a really, really significant increase in innovation, not only in new innovations, but also in adopting existing innovations like telehealth and like remote monitoring from all over the world.
Well, it's been fascinating talking with you. I know that you're at the forefront of this new nexus of gerontology and technology. And I hope I can check back with you again, maybe in a couple of months, just to see, your observation on where we have been going and what you see on the horizon. Again, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, Diana. It's been a pleasure.
Now, if you have any questions for Keren, please reach out to her at thegerontechnologist.com.